Manfio's got that shoot-the-box style of Thai, Muay Thai skills. Seen amazing guys with that kind of wide open, blazingly aggressive style. And man, if you're not ready for that, it can be very overwhelming. We've seen guys like Vanderlei Silva, who has that very similar style. Anderson Silva, maybe a little more refined in that, but still very, very effective guys. And Manfio brings all of that. He's got great ground skills too, but 7 knockouts to his credit. And this is going to be a slugfest. I don't see this being on the ground unless one of them's laying there looking back up.
Raush Manfio, you can see, powerfully built man. And look, hey, that guy knows a little something about playoff pressure here in the PFL. Natan Scholl, 2-time PFL Lightweight World Champion, who happens to be best buddies with Raush Manfio. Friends in Brazil, friends here in South Florida, training partners. He owes some of his success to the man standing in the smart cage now, Kenny.
Yeah, absolutely, and that could be a huge motivation as well and a confidence builder, knowing the guy that you train with, the guy that you spend a lot of time with, has become a champion 2 times and has done the same thing. That's a great resource as a fighter coming in.
And his opponent, Cassius Clay Collard.
And there is Clay Collard, the man from Burley, Idaho. He's been successful in pro boxing. He's been successful in mixed martial arts. And he said a few years ago, he just got his head on straight and really focused on combat sports and training hard and trying to fulfill that potential that all of his coaches and all of his friends and training partners would talk about. And he has been laser focused here in the PFL, has looked phenomenal. Just dominated Anthony Pettis in those early rounds. Did a great job against Luderbach. He's a very precise striker. He can move forward, bring the fight to you, and he can counter-strike as well. And he also has a wrestling background, so has all the right tools here to be successful.
Friends and family, students, the whole Collard crew there at the watch party in Idaho. Tail the tape. Brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. 28 versus 29 in the age. Clay Collard, 3 inches taller. They weighed in the same. Slight reach advantage in the arm for Clay Collard, the taller fighter. And with that, we go to Lillian Garcia.
In the PFL, every fight counts. And the playoffs continue now in the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a striker. Standing at 5'9", he officially weighs in at 156 pounds. In 16 professional bouts, he has a record of 13 wins and 3 losses, with 7 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Porto Alegre, Brazil, here is your number 3 seed, Raush Manfio. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is also a striker. Standing at 6 feet tall, he weighs in at 155 3/4 pounds. In 29 professional bouts, he has a record of 20 wins, 8 losses, and 1 no contest, with 10 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Burley, Idaho, here is your number 2 seed, Cassius Clay Collard. Your referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson will oversee the action inside of the smart cage. He also has a ref cam on, which means he can give us the up close and personal look. Clay Collard in the red and black trunks. The Warhorse, Raush Manfio in black and gray.
Sir, are you ready? Sir, are you ready? Fight!
155-pound semifinal, a trip to the PFL Championship here in Season 3 on the line. 2 orthodox fighters squaring off. Collard pumps out the jab with the feints. Nice low leg kick.
You know, Manfio has been well aware that he hasn't been the fastest starter so far here in the PFL, and he wanted to rectify that here in this fight against Collard. Excellent jab there by Clay.
Clay showing some acumen, knowing he's got to jab and get under or outside of the range of Raush Manfio, because the power comes right back. Right hand lands there for Clay Collard. Collard felt like he could take advantage of that aggressive style, Randy. He could catch Raush Manfio coming in. But right now, Manfio's not blitzing.
I think that's respect for Collard, knowing that he's got boxing prowess and great hands. He's seen it in action. It's not a guy you want to charge in and get into a brawl with.
Yeah, and Clay's not really giving him that opportunity either. He's sticking and moving. He's finding the right angles. He's getting in and getting out and not allowing that powerful Brazilian striker to come forward with a blitz.
I like how Clay's moving his head out of the pocket every time he throws that long jab, and he's coming back to the body as he's down there low.
Collard tests a kick. We talk about his boxing prowess a lot, but Clay Collard has some creative strikes of his own. Little scoop uppercut there on the lead from Raush Manfio.
Oh.
Cracking in the center of the smart cage.
Yeah, those are the exchanges that Clay needs to be careful with in the pocket from Manfio as he looks for that right hand right down the pipe.
Collard goes to work on the lead leg of Raush Manfio. 3 different style of kicks all in a row. Nice body shot with the right hand. Switch foot on the left there. Collard will do that from time to time. Step in with the left and rake the left across the body. Oh, jumping knee there, absorbed by Clay Collard. Raush Manfio showing that explosiveness early. Halfway gone here in round number 1. Collard stumbled a little bit there, got off balance, had to scoot back on his heels. Kesley Collard, the younger brother of Clay, in the corner here. Watching intently as his older brother goes to work. Tell you what, Raush Manfio has landed several of those low calf kicks. Some redness showing on the outside of the low leg of Clay Collard, Randy. We saw that pay dividends in earlier fights tonight.
We certainly have. We saw that finish earlier fight tonight, which was pretty amazing.
A trade body kick for a straight right hand there. Little stunting from both fighters. 90 seconds remain. Good right from Clay Collard, who now comes in and hunts that liver.
Big knee there from the clinch from Collard.
And Collard beats up the body off that collar tie.
I think Manfio's still kind of hurt. He seemed to stumble a little bit as he went back from that clinch.
Feint from Collard. He drops the lead hand. Blocks a kick from Raush Manfio. Back into Collard's corner.
Hands up, Punch. Put your pillars up, bro. He hit you. There you go.
Handsome gentleman in the background of Collard's corner there. Left hand misses, and again to the body.
Oh.
Straighten that wheel. Straighten that wheel. Put that shield back. Put your pillars up. 30 seconds.
Clay's got to stay focused as far as when he attacks, not just going in a straight line. He's been exiting off at an angle. He needs to continue to do that and not get caught trading right in front of Manfio.
Collard tries to stomp on that lead leg of Raush Manfio as round 1 winds to a close here. A nice exchange, 2 for 1. Raush land both. Right hand just misses. Round 2 next. We're back, and Natan Schultz watching intently this lightweight semifinal. His best buddy, Raush Manfio, in the black and gray, taking on Clay Collard in the red and black. Muay Thai practitioner versus boxer. Both of these men had their moments in the first round. FPR gives the first round to Clay Collard. Fighter performance rating brought to you by Rich Energy. Cracking away again here. Collard ate one as he was throwing a kick there.
Blood on the nose of Manfio.
Nice movement there from Clay Collard. Manfio swinging away in the center of our smart cage. Randy, I told you it'd be a striker's delight.
No doubt about that.
Body kick up there. Clay Collard offers one right back and goes to the stomp kick on the lead leg. Natan Schultz still watching.
Raush, ele só tá com boxe só.
Kenny Raush is doing a good job getting outside of those leaping attacks of Clay Collard when he swings wide, and that's more damage to the leg for Clay.
Yeah, absolutely. And in between, you know, these guys taking, you know, the lead as far as moving forward and trying to go forward and land shots, the counter-striking exchanges have been really interesting to watch. Both these guys waiting for the other to come forward, and they've both found great success.
Couple of 1-2 combinations there from Clay Collard. Slip and rip, or rip and slip as it were, from Clay. The jab lands partially there on the face of Raush Manfio. Collard is the longer fighter and is paying dividends here. Back to the leg goes Manfio. Right hand lands. That right hand of the solar plexus and then the left hook behind it. Clay Collard has had some success with that. He hit Anthony Pettis with it several times in their bout earlier in the regular season. Manfio tests one up high.
That grazed Clay Collard's nose.
An exchange of right hands. Both of them snap the heads back. Blood trickling down the cheek of Raush Manfio.
Well, that's where Clay really needs to be careful. You know, I think Clay has the speed advantage, but Manfio, you could argue, has the power advantage. So Clay's got to be careful as he stays in the pocket there.
Collard somersaulted out of a caught kick, bounced off the cage, and found himself chest to chest and in a clinch with Raush Manfio. And that's where they'll fight it out here. Takedown attempt here from Clay Collard. Snatches that single.
Trying to work for the cradle in the standing position there was Clay. Raush doing a great job of balancing on one foot, finding the cage and using that for support to keep himself standing. It's almost like a misdirect. It's like Clay turns half quarters away from his opponent to lull him to sleep and then explodes from there.
Collard showing some spinning attacks here, none landed so far.
Oh, that left hook caught him right on the chin.
Straight right left hook from Manfio and a push kick to the body. Nasty.
Well, it's right around this point where we've seen Manfio start to pick up the pace and find more success during these fights. He's a slow starter, as we talked about, and now he's starting to land a lot of shots, counter shots, and move forward and find some success as well.
Here, clash of the heads there. Nothing doing. Double kicks from Clay Collard. More blood on the face of Raush Manfio.
Those are some heavy kicks there from Collard.
Collard slipped so hard he ended up behind Manfio almost.
Collard counters the leaping hook attempt with some
Brutal body shots there from Clay Collard.
And now Collard
hurt him. Manfio might be in trouble. Full mount.
Manfio lost his balance on that knee attempt, and Collard is on his back, working for a rear naked.
It looks not quite under the chin. You can still finish it, though.
He switches into the short choke.
He's cranking that face of Manfio.
Nasty squeeze on the jaw. Raush Manfio switches to the left arm. Thumbs up for Manfio. 10 seconds remaining here in round number 2. Collard will step out. Manfio chases him. And round 3 ahead. Loic Rajabov has already punched his ticket to the championship. He's got the black and gold exclusives. Randy, you don't get that gear unless you're at a championship. Round 3 here, lightweight semifinal. Raush Manfio, black and gray trunks. Clay Collard in the red and black. FPR once again goes to Clay Collard.
I think that flurry, that takedown at the end, that position, that near submission, maybe 2 or 3 of those attempts there, is what won it for Clay Collard.
I agree 100%, Kenny. I think it was pretty even, maybe even a little tip towards Raush in that second round. And that flurry in that position and that setup actually, I thought, won the round for Clay.
Collard working the straight punches here early in round number 3. Pumping the jab out. Still to come, welterweight semifinal main event, Ray Cooper III, Rory McDonald. A trip to the PFL Lightweight Championship here in Season 3 on the line in this 3rd and final round. Manfio trying to put this. It's big right hand.
That was a big right hand.
Huge right hand.
Pushed the pause button a little bit on Clay Collard, but he appears to be with it.
And again, it was in the 3rd round where Manfio really put it on Anthony Pettis. It was in the 3rd round where Clay Collard had some trouble against Anthony Pettis and almost got taken out. So this is where Clay needs to be really careful.
The Collard chin on display there, and that was a nasty right from Raush Manfio.
Sure was.
Another right from Raush. Collard tries to counter with the left hook. Body kick from Raush Manfio.
Raush doesn't throw a lot, but boy, does he make those strikes count. He's very precise.
He is precise. You can see down there the total strikes. Raush Manfio, roughly 2/3 of his punches are landing. Collard closer to that 50% mark. Another right hand finds the back of the ear. Collard looks to attack that lead leg of Raush Manfio. Early in the fight, it was Manfio doing the same thing to Collard. He has since opted for the aggressive attacks to the head. Wheel kick misses for Collard. He's able to duck out of the way of that returned uppercut. Another exchange as they move back to the center of the cage.
Clay's getting a little too tall. He needs to stay eye level with Manfio. He's getting hit with some shots over the top because of it. Let's see that power from Manfio. My goodness, what a right hand.
Push kick from Manfio. The Brazilian might know that the time is running short, inside of 2 minutes now.
Brutal calf kick there from Manfio.
More knees from the clinch. Manfio lost his balance in the 2nd round as Keith Peterson slaps the grip of the cage. Big right hand again from Raush Manfio. Clay Collard has worn a few of them. Looks none worse for the wear.
Yeah, Collard needs to go back to getting those angles. He's staying a little too tall and waiting for Manfio. And again, this has been a brutal pace. But when he's staying stagnant, when he's letting his feet get stuck in the canvas, Manfio is taking full advantage of it.
Collard attempts the takedown here. We'll try.
There's a Darce attempt here. Or an anaconda here from Manfio.
An anaconda choke.
Yep.
Stepping around that leg, trying to put it in. Collard gonna get out. Ooh, they each one. A nice right hand on his way out.
Clay Collard has eaten every offering from Raush Manfio's right hand. As we approach 30 seconds remaining in this lightweight semifinal. Kick up the middle from Raush.
Oof. Ooh, I felt the wind of that one over here.
Yeah.
Manfio ducks under and around. Now on the back of Clay Collard. Collard goes for that Kimura grip to try and counter it. 10-second clapper. Collard drops down on a Kimura attempt. See if he can get the arm of Raush Manfio out on its own. Not quite enough time. 3 rounds in the books between Raush Manfio and Clay Collard, and as we anticipated, a furious back and forth. A lot of great technique, a lot of pure toughness on display there, Randy. That semifinal certainly delivered. Our Geico Cagenomics stats bundle, a takedown apiece. You see the volume difference there, but also a percentage of landed strikes, significantly different. And Raush Manfio with more damage showing on the face. We'll see how the judges saw this one next. Raush Manfio wore some to the body. You see the damage on the face, his left lead leg showing a little bit of bruising. He also distributed plenty of damage on his opponent as well. We'll take a look at the Rich Energy replays. Walk me through it, Kenny.
Well, I mean, this was just a fantastic fight. Really delivered on both ends. Early on for me, it was Clay Collard. It was Manfio who was landing some great shots. It was the speed of Collard versus the power of Manfio. It was technical, it was action-packed. I thought that Collard landed way more volume than Manfio, and again, it was Manfio getting off to a slow start and then heating up late in the fight. But there were some amazing exchanges there from both men. Just a nasty overhand right there from Manfio that would have slept most other humans at 155 pounds, but Clay Collard isn't most other humans.
Chesley Collard feels like his brother did enough. Fighter performance rating would agree. Gave round 1 and round 2 to Clay Collard. Round 3 to Raush Manfio. Some of those big, heavy rights landing. FPR brought to you by our good friends at Rich Energy. Here's the Verdict Global scorecard. Verdict Global saw it the same way that FPR did. First 2 rounds to Clay Collard. Round 3 to Raush Manfio, as he was able to slow down Clay Collard a little bit in the 3rd frame. FPR says Clay Collard's headed to the championship. The fans say the same. Randy and Kenny agree with the rating and the fans. We'll see what our judges think. Lillian Garcia has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 29-28. For your winner, by unanimous decision, and clinching a spot in the 2021 PFL World Championship, Raush Manfio!
I gotta say, Randy, you know, again, I don't want to take away from the performance from Manfio because he showed so much heart and determination. He came back late in this fight, but I mean, you saw it. We had it the other way. I thought it was a clear 29-28 for Clay Collard.
I agree 100%. And again, I'm with you. You don't want to take anything away from the performance of Raush Manfio. He was in there. He hit Clay with everything but the kitchen sink. But I clearly had Clay Collard winning the first 2 rounds. I thought he slowed down in the 3rd round. He took some big shots, but he was still standing there, never wobbled. That's just how I saw it. Man.
There's the Presidente Championship moment. He's putting on his championship hat and shirt as he will advance to the final, albeit a controversial decision, and he is with our guy, Sean O'Connell. Go ahead, Sean.
Thank you, Kenny, and I'm here inside the PFL Smart Cage with our winner and now championship-bound Raush Manfio. How does that sound to you?
Man, this is awesome. I'm just thankful, God, you know. Really tough fighter, Clay Collard. I was very curious to feel his hands, and you can see his punch very strong. And I'm so happy. And I know it's a disputed fight, you know, so close. That's why when I finally finished, I didn't know. I really felt like I win, I feel, or I draw, I don't know. But I feel like the last round, I put all I had, and he felt the pressure for sure. With one more round, I couldn't finish this fight. But thank you, Collard. I really felt for your brother. I saw the videos. You make me cry too. So let's do it again. I go to the final. Thank God, and thank you. Appreciate it.
So Raush, a very close fight, obviously. You did just say that you felt like you had done enough to get the decision. The judges saw it the same way, and now your best friend, Natan Schultz, won the lightweight championship twice, and now you have a chance to bring the belt back home to South Florida. What does that mean to you?
Man, I do all I have to keep this belt in family. It's going to stay in American top team, and I will bring to put one more belt in Nathan's house.
And look, you know,
The belt's his home. He's gonna be the champion.
and hey, before I let you go, Raush, you already know who you're gonna be fighting. Raush, you know that you have to fight now Loic Rajabov. You've watched him throughout the season. What do you think of the matchup?
Oh, it's gonna be fireworks. I really want to fight him, to be honestly, because I studied him a lot for Nathan's fight. So I know his game because I play his against Natan. So they called me like 2 years ago because I want to make Natan come. So I know what I need to do to keep him win this fight. Hopefully this works.
3 times the underdog, 3 times the victor, and now headed to a PFL championship. Your victor, Raush Manfio. Congrats, Raush.
Appreciate it, brother.
There is Raush Manfio, humble in victory, just as nice as they come.